My growth was going bonkers. Like, I was so excited every time that I would look at my Ahrefs and I would see that it was going up. My traffic was going up. I was flying high. Everything was all green in Ahrefs. Ah! I went from so few, like 200-ish in the top 100 to then like 1,400. And I was like, yes. I mean, this happened in a matter of just like a couple weeks. I just kept adding content and it would get indexed super quickly. And then boom, it was up in the top 100. Okay, yes, maybe I wasn't in the top 10 or the top 3 yet, but this was just new. I was just starting to really put effort into the blog. So I was really excited. And then it just plateaued. Yeah, it's been like crickets. So really annoying to see all this work that I'm putting in, all the articles I'm publishing, all the social media promotion, and it's very little changing in the rankings. And I honestly have to admit that I didn't know there was a Google update. I know all the people that do SEO here are going to make fun of me. And well, I don't think that it's super healthy to always look at the Google updates. Like, okay, if there's a mobile first index, like, then yes, you're gonna have to change your site. But in this case, in this update, what can you really do? There's really not a lot that you can do. I mean, Google came out and was like, oh, nothing to see here, don't worry about me. Like, okay, Google, you could be a little bit more helpful. We're just trying to provide the best content to our audience and make a little money in the meantime, okay? I have a love-hate relationship with the Google monster. Whenever I saw this plateau, the first thing that I wanted to do was be like, okay, definitely I got hit by this Google update. But I don't think that's necessarily true. Honestly, I think that the Google update may have something to do with it, but I also think that since I'm putting up a lot of content and Google doesn't know my site really well, I mean, it's older, like the domain is older, but I haven't had a lot of content up on it for a long time. So I think they're really just trying to figure out what's going on with me and if I am a good site owner or a bad one. So I can't say that I'm not a little worried about this Google update. Back in 2012, I am still traumatized 10 years ago for the penguin, panda, and all of those other ones. You probably heard me talk about it because I really, 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 really hate it. So I am a little nervous. There are no animal names of this update though, so it's a Google core algorithm update. So I guess that's a little bit better. I don't have any bad luck set with those core updates. So right now I am like plateaued. My growth was going bonkers. Like, I was so excited every time that I would look at my Ahrefs and I would see that it was going up. My traffic was going up. My traffic is still going up. So that's good. It's just a little bit. And I know that I have been working on the social media pretty much. So Google isn't doing as much for me as I would like it to with the amount of content that I'm putting out. So I'm a little sad about that, but even still, I haven't been penalized. I haven't been banned from the SERPs. Honestly, I don't think there's any reason for that to happen because my content is the bomb. Of course, everyone, I would assume, would think that their content is the bomb, but this is what you should do, in my humble opinion, if you think that your site has been hit. Number one, almost always, this is the solution. Focus on high quality content. So we should be doing this at all times, but honestly, it does cost a lot of money. If you're creating the content, it takes you a lot of time. If you're buying the content, if you really want to get great content, then you're going to have to pay for it. But honestly, when you look at the amount of money that you can get back, it's totally worth the investment. Now, I am a copywriter, so maybe I'm like a little biased because I don't like getting paid crap money. I definitely have in the past, and I was a great writer, so you can hire great writers that don't know their worth yet. That's so terrible. Like, don't take advantage of people. If people are new and you want to help them get the come up and get a portfolio, that's one thing. But if they have a rockin' portfolio and you're just paying them peanuts just because you can, yeah. Now, there are a lot of things that you can do these days when it comes to creating content. There are tools like Market Muse and SEO Surfer SEO, whatever, and they help you like, okay, you need this word in here, you need this density and all that stuff, and they're supposed to know what Google wants and all that. Well, I think those tools can be helpful. They can definitely give you ideas and things like that. However, I don't think that you should primarily rely on them. Yes, maybe Google and Market Muse or Surfer SEO, maybe they are AIs, and maybe Market Muse knows what Google wants right now. But honestly, I think that Google is going to always work on figuring out what their humans want. And maybe these tools can help you figure out what those humans want. But if you know your niche, whatever, then you are the one that should be thinking, okay, this is what I would want to know. Me 1 year ago, me 5 years ago, whatever it is, would want to know this. So instead of just fully relying on tools, rely on your noggin. Another thing that is contrary to what a lot of people teach, I don't think that you necessarily need to write super long blog content for everything. Honestly, I think it's very annoying whenever I go type in a search query, say for a recipe, and then I get some crazy story about the person's life and why they wanted the recipe. My husband always brings this up. He's like, I hate it. I don't look up recipes really, but if I did, then I would hate it. But my husband hates it, so that's why I'm using this example. He's the chef. I don't really cook. So shh. I don't think that you need super long blog content all the time. I think that you can answer the question as concisely as possible. Some of the big sites that do really well, that rank super high, like Insider, Forbes, Entrepreneur. Like I've written for Entrepreneur, and they want short articles. They want to the point, give my readers what they want content. So that's a hint, hint, clue, clue. These big companies are doing this. So why are we as bloggers drawing out subjects that are absolutely tiny and driving our audience insane? Honestly, as I was looking at different queries of like really long tail keywords that can be answered really easily, I've noticed that shorter posts are ranking. So that's just what I'm seeing. If you look at the big research and everything, if you look at I think it's Backlinko, shared this information that the average blog post that's ranking is like 2,000 words. That's great. I don't really care about the average. I care about the person that is going to be reading my content. And I guess we're going to see how this works out, because you are going to be along with me for this journey. And if I'm wrong, then I'm going to be very publicly wrong, but I really don't care, because we're learning here together and we're going to see what's up. The second thing that you need to do is get traffic from other sources. I honestly think that Google finds it a little suspect when you are writing a lot of content and you don't get any traffic from anywhere else. There's no one directly typing in your website. There's no one looking at your stuff from social media. It just seems a little weird that you wouldn't get traffic from other places. I really like Twitter, and I really like Instagram. It's pretty easy to interact with your ideal audience over there, and you can really easily create content. Pinterest, I also do a little bit over there. Hardly anything coming from it as of right now, so you can do it, but it's I know, I see lots of people that are making so many thousands of visitors come from Pinterest, but I haven't so far had a lot of success with that. So go at your own risk, I guess. TikTok is another one that people are doing really good with. I have not ventured over there for this niche blog yet. I may or may not. I don't know. I probably should. If you listen to Gary Vee, then I am an idiot for not posting for TikToks a day about whatever it is that I want to do. Now, if you're getting value from this, make sure that you hit the like button and subscribe, hit the bell, and hang out, and leave a comment too. Heck, do all the things. You're only supposed to give one call to action. Don't confuse the people, but I think you're smarter than that, so you can do it all. Do it all. Now the third thing is backlinks, everyone's favorite or least favorite topic. So what do you do when you want to build backlinks? Do not do black hat, which is bad backlinks, spamming, and all sorts of annoyingness. It's absolutely terrible. I remember back in the day when I used Scrapebox, and you would, I'm trying to remember exactly, you would scrape a bunch of URLs, blogs where you could comment. I think that's what I used it for. And then you would just comment on all those blogs and hope that some of them would let your link be there. And it's just a bad idea. Don't ever do that. That's so old school. Old school black hat. It's even a great strategy now if you're a black hat SEO and want to get banned from Google. So you can do stuff like help a reporter out. You can answer questions for bloggers or reporters, and you can be the source, and they oftentimes link back to you. Sometimes they don't link back to you though, and they just mention your company. You can also do guest posts. Make sure these are really relevant. I would create content that's super high quality. You don't want like little flimsy, crappy content out there with your link in it. Like, why would you even do that? So just be careful when you're building backlinks. I know there was a point whenever people were like, oh, you know, all these links that, like, I don't know about you, I get a ton of spam links, like, oh, this is a directory, and like, I don't know, it's just weird. And I was so worried about that at first, like, oh no, Google's gonna think that I'm doing this and backlinking to myself and it's gonna affect me negatively. I don't think it is, but I think I am gonna disavow those links and say, no, these are not for me. And you can check out how to disavow your links anywhere on Google pretty much, or on YouTube. But I know that was a big thing whenever they started looking at spam links, and they did, I'm pretty sure they did hit people that had all these spammy links, but then people started figuring out that they could do negative SEO on their competition. I know people out there were doing it. I know, if you were doing it, shame on you, that was shady. But seriously though, guys, doing the high quality content, creating the backlinks, doing the other traffic sources and stuff like that, those are all parts of helping you get your blog ranking in Google. And if you are wondering about your ad networks and how you can get out of using just AdSense, make sure that you check this video that just popped up about other ad networks that you can use, or check out the other video below if you've already seen the other one. So thanks for hanging out, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.